nobody should expect somebody like me or you to know because we was like 5 when that happened.
But I remember the Lakers playing the 76ers.
No, you don't, Greg.
I remember that being a finals matchup. AI was stop. Hey, put some respect on AI name, nigga.
You don't remember watching
at the age
Gregory.
of 4.
You don't remember watching that finals. You
Huh?
don't remember watching that finals, Greg.
I would. Hey, first and foremost, my granny had that. My granny had the finals on whenever the Spurs was playing, so I had no choice.
You don't remember watching those finals. You think you do because you saw highlights, but you don't remember watching those finals. Greg.
No, I don't remember AI stepping over Ty Lue. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember that. But I remember AI being a 76er with the black jersey. I remember that. I don't remember that finals. But even as an adult today, I don't remember the Spurs ever playing the New Jersey Nets.
Because you wasn't cognizant of basketball when that happened.
We don't even see highlights of that.
Because nobody cares about the Nets and the Spurs. People only care about Wemby now.
Exactly. This is why Kobe's over Tim Duncan all time. Bro.
That has nothing to do with it. Guys, start the damn. That has nothing to do with anything.
Welcome back to another episode of the Play for Keeps podcast. The only podcast where we do a little razzle dazzle for the community. For the community. All right, guys. I'm your host, Greg Goods.
I'm your host, Jackson.
Jackson, what?
You do this every episode. It's not changing. You have to stop.
Will it ever?
No.
Like even if we came up for like
never
became like rich and famous off of this shit.
Never
in your life.
It's not gonna happen.
You dying behind that last name.
It's not gonna happen.
Damn, you dedicated. I'm gonna get you off your pivot one of these days. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's never gonna happen.
All right, man. What Justin Bieber say? Never say never. Never say never. Now, Jax, how are you?
I'm delightful. Actually, I'm lying. I was sick.
Oh my God, you sound like a liar right now.
Yeah, I was sick. For I've low-key been sick the entire year, but I finally went to the doctor. So I'm better now, or I'm getting better now.
Gave you like antibiotics or something? Or?
Nah, they gave me cough syrup, not the fun kind, and some steroids. So,
the strong kind, though.
I don't even know if it's a strong kind for real. Like it tastes like it low key tastes like the generic stuff, but whatever, bro. I still need it's helping me.
Oh, this nigga roided up. All right, but I'm doing well. I was off today. Always a great time to be off. You know what I mean. But I go back to work right back tomorrow. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, we got a lot of shit to talk about, so let's not, let's get into the real meat and potatoes. Before we start, RIP to the Grizzlies. Nothing's wrong, but Ja Morant is no longer there. I mean, he's out for the year.
He's there in spirit, but not in physicalness or in having a labrumness or anything. Ja Morant, I believe it was Shams. He reported that in practice, Ja tore his labrum, so now he's out for the season.
Yeah,
and that sucks because the Grizzlies, they were looking better when Ja came back. Like they was going crazy a little bit. They could have snuck into the playoffs.
Oh, they definitely would have gotten to the play-in. The way they was trajecting, they would have hit the play-in.
Yeah,
but now it's time to tank. Now it's time to go ahead and solidify that top 5 pick.
Yes, sir.
Go get you a good player.
Either draft you somebody like one of them Frenchmen they got that's going crazy. I think his name like Sar or whatever. He's like Wemby but shorter.
Yeah.
Or trade that pick, go get you another star or a solid role player, do something. So it sucks for the Grizzlies this season, but hopefully they're better next season. Ja come back and better than ever. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, they didn't start the greatest anyway, so it was an uphill battle to begin with. So put the gun down, Ja. Put the gun down. It's a lot of off time right now. So just be wise on socials, nigga. There's a lot of time by yourself. You know how you get down in the off season. Now on the shoulder, you can't really pick nothing up for real, but
I mean, he got 2 hands though. I don't know, man. He might shoot with both hands. I don't know. People is like that. I don't know.
Please, John. I do not want to be talking about you while you're going through shit like this. Please, yo, just stay low. Stay low.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna just go back to that 0 dark 30 on social media he was doing before, probably.
I hope so. I really pray that happens. I hope he's like Lamar Jackson. You seen Lamar under these "I love God" tweets on some amen. I hope he on that kind of timing right there. But
man, we gonna see.
We'll see. But speaking of shit that we don't, want to see, we don't want to see white supremacy. We think it's bad, but unfortunately, it's a bit.
Now, like we said, rest in peace to Grizzlies, and rest in peace to Warriors. They're not dead either, but Draymond came back. He was officially reinstated by the NBA, so the Warriors might as well be dead. Now, Draymond Green, he was suspended because he was, I don't even know how to describe. He was suspended because he was just engaging in tomfoolery and shenaniganery. And then he came back. Like I said, he's been reinstated after 12-game absence, and he came back on his podcast, and he has some things to say now. Greg, if you could pull those up.
Got you, gang. Definitely got you. Pull this up real quick. Let me make sure I can share the goddamn screen. There we go.
Commissioner Ali, I had a conversation with Adam.
You hear it?
Silver.
Yeah.
Commissioner Ali, I just told him, Adam, it's too much for me. Like, this is too much. It's all becoming too much for me. And I'm going to retire. And Adam said, you're making a very rash decision. And I won't let you do that. We had a long, great conversation, very helpful to me. Very thankful to play in a league with a commissioner like Adam, who's more about helping you than hurting you, or helping you than punishing you, or, he's more about the players.
Oh, my God. All right. Shout out to Draymond.
Don't shout that man out. Like, he's talking about, I'm so thankful we have a commissioner. Like, Draymond, all we asked was that you just stop hitting your coworkers. All we asked was you just stop assaulting people.
He said, I'm appreciative of a commissioner that doesn't hurt people. Like you, Draymond. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Jax, what was the initial reaction to just all of this, honestly?
All we wanted you to do, just stop hitting people, Draymond. He's acting like a toddler, like a 4-year-old. He said he's going to quit because he can't hit people anymore. Like, Adam Silver, you should have let him retire. Like, if I was that, I'd been like, you really want to retire? I mean, okay. He got the rings. He got 4 rings. He got the hundreds of millions of dollars, got all the connections he needs. Go ahead, retire, because you're just being annoying and embarrassing, and stop it. I don't get it. How did you feel when you heard those comments?
You're not gonna like what I was about to say, yo. But you're gonna have to understand where I'm coming from.
I'm not going to.
You're gonna have to understand. I'm gonna have to. Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. Walk with me, Jax.
I'm sitting down.
Walk with me. I gotta blame LeBron a little bit for this one. Gotta blame LeBron about this. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit. It is okay. LeBron has made it almost an expectation and a standard to be playing for so longevity. Everybody don't have to have a 15-year career. Everybody doesn't have to have a 12-year career. You can leave at 10. You can have a solid 10. Draymond, you at 11. If you was to retire this year, hey, hell of a run. You're going to the Hall of Fame. It is okay. I hate this notion that you have to drag and crawl out of the league before it's like, okay, it's time for me to retire. It's been time for you to retire. Chris Paul, it's been time for you to pack that shit up.
Leave Chris Paul out of this. Leave the GOAT point guard out of this, bro.
Look, well, let's just bring it back to Draymond. We can admit, yo, Draymond, you can pack it up, and nobody would be like, oh my God, he still has something left in the tank. Who cares? You are not Kobe. You are not LeBron. You don't have to play 19, 20 years. There's a lot of players that I was just like, you know what? You stayed too long. Paul Pierce, you stayed too long.
Yeah.
You stayed way too. We did not need to see you with the Clippers. That was not your peak, or like where you should have left on that high note when you hit that game winner with the Wizards. And you was like, yo, this is why they brought me here. That was a cool moment. But you knew your decline was when you was with the Nets. You threw your headband to the crowd, and they threw it right back to you.
Threw it right back at them.
And you was at home. That was a home game. A crazy thing to do at a home game. So I say it's not really LeBron's fault. I'm not faulting him, but I am blaming the expectations. Like they do Tom Brady. Like, yo, he played for so fucking long. Yo, that don't have to be you. And that was the main thing I got out of that, because why do you think this is a rash decision? That's not a rash decision. Go make that nigga retire. Go home, Draymond.
Go home, Roger. We don't need you.
Steve Kerr out here crying for what? For what?
He said him and Steve Kerr met up at his house and just cried. He said he was in his man cave in his house for 3 days before his kids realized. Like, what are you doing?
That's a bar, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a bar right
there. Just don't hit people. Just don't hit people, bro. Please. He was
hiding from his kids, and his kids dragged him up out of there. I was like, hey, I felt that one. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't have kids,
huh?
You don't have. How did you?
Hey, but I raised some nephews, and look, the way I was trying to dodge during Christmas time, Uncle Greg. See, hey, I was trying to hide a little bit too. I was trying to sneak me a little nap. Hey, I understood that one, and I didn't even have, I don't have custody. You feel me? Like I'm just responsible for the 2 days, forever. Oh nah, Draymond, I get that one. That had more to do with them kids than it was. Oh, Dad's home for 3 days? Oh no, that nigga was cut. He was not trying to deal with that.
No, that's real. That's real. That's real.
What the fuck? I get it. But we didn't really want to harp on it too much. We just wanted to tie it into the Warriors blowing this shit up. We got a report, honestly, today, like a few hours ago, that they're willing to trade anybody that's not Stephen Curry. And
they should have been on that type of timing.
That kind of time.
That type of timing.
If we being honest, you should have started moving major dominoes after that Draymond Green punch. If we being honest,
they should have started moving major dominoes after that championship, that last championship. They should have realized, like, hey,
I mean that happened. The punch happened like 3 months after the championship.
In 22?
Yeah, the off season.
Oh, you're talking about that? I see. He done has so many punches. I didn't know which punch you were talking about.
About the Jordan Poole punch.
I didn't know. That's how many issues he's had. I was just like, what are you talking? I was like, what punch? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's how you know. Hey, that's how you know they've been cooked for a minute.
There are literally Draymond Green fight night highlights of him just punching people, kicking people in the nuts, tackling people. Like,
tackled the shit out of Kevin Porter Jr.
I mean, that's commendable. It's Kevin Porter Jr.
I know, but at the time, I'm like, nigga, it don't look like you intentionally tried to do it. It looked like you just fell on the nigga.
Like, I don't get it with Draymond, and then I also don't get it with the Warriors because it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. There are reports that I think actually Kuminga reported it himself or something, or like he told Shams himself or something like that.
Moody. Hell yeah, both of them.
Him and Moses Moody, they both said like, we don't have faith in Steve Kerr. We don't like how we're being used, etc. And like these are supposed to be like two of the young cornerstones that's gonna like build the team out while Steph and Draymond and Clay get old. And like Steve Kerr, we talked about it a couple times before, and how he's not really what a lot of people thought he was as a coach. He's not that good. He's not that coach. He's not him. He's not one of the top coaches. And I mean, you could just sort of see it in the way he's managing players. You know, it's the end of an era, end of a dynasty. It feels like.
I commend the attempt of the Warriors. But ultimately, how I felt about this stance, and I was, at the time, didn't want to press that button because Jordan Poole was going off. But I can confidently say it now. You can't develop young stars and be in win now championship mode simultaneously and think that one is not going to suffer. You're not going to get the best out of your young stars unless unless your young star is the contributing factor. Like if it's a Jason Tatum situation, okay. But if you have solidified stars and then you have a developmental factor of like, okay, this is the next gen, but you're still not ready to let some of these old niggas go just yet. At some point, you got to get rid of some. They had to get rid of Kyrie Irving at some point. You know what I mean? They had to. People don't remember this. Nurkic and Jokic used to be on the same team. They had to get rid of Nurkic. You know what I mean? Like there are times where it's like, yo, you have to move off them and extending Draymond Green. No, buddy. Now, did you flop? Yes, you flopped when you got James Wiseman. That's it is what it is.
I don't even think they really flopped with that. I think it was like a combination of injuries, and then like you said, like they couldn't develop the young players well while still doing it with their stars. So I think James Wiseman, he probably could have been good, but now he might be cooked now. I don't think it's
just like, but even I just said it was a bad pick mainly because he could have been a good player, but that's not the kind of center that they even accustomed to having on the roster. You used to a Kevon Looney, a Maurice Spates, a David Lee, somebody that just fits a JaVale McGee, somebody that just fits the role, damn near gets rebounds, running dunk man kind of. And this James Wiseman, you out here trying to give you little head fakes, dribble pull-ups. That's a different kind of player.
I feel like they drafted him because it was one of those things like you had to take him because you're at the top of the draft, and like that's just a player that you take, even though he didn't really fit their timeline or what they're normally accustomed to. And like honestly, if they really should just traded the pick if it was going to be like that, honestly. But hindsight's 2020, so
that is very true. Hindsight is 2020, and you thought Jordan Poole would be a lot better than he is too before giving him that big ass bag. So, hey man, at the end of the day, none of that excuses why the fuck you decided to get Chris Paul, but that's just more added shit to this situation. Steve Kerr, he's a good coach, might be even a great coach, but every organization has its flaws. Shout out to Bob Myers, though. Shout out to Bob Myers.
Yeah. But we got to move on from the NBA and talk about some real important stuff that happened. We had a national championship game happen on Monday, and unfortunately, white supremacy won again. The Michigan Wolverines, they beat. Well, I mean, it was low key like a white supremacy versus white supremacy.
I was like, again, and it's Washington.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Michigan Wolverines, they beat the Washington Huskies by a score of. I actually don't remember the score because it was that type of game. It was that
very, very, very forgettable kind of game. I will admit.
Like I don't even say forgettable because I won't forget it just because like
a forgettable score. If I
like it was forgettable score, but I won't forget the game because I just saw like Michael Penix was just getting beat up the entire game.
Yeah.
Michigan, they won by a score of 34-13, and the game. I feel like it might have sort of been closer than the score was.
It was definitely closer. They just had a last minute interception, and he brought it back down to the 4, and he punched it in for a touchdown. But they had a consistent like 10-point. They were behind by like either 7 to 10 points at any given time.
And like Michael Penix, he's such a good quarterback that like you didn't feel like they were out of it until they were officially out of it. Cause like Michigan was just dominating them, running the ball, running over them literally on offense, trampling them on defense. And Michael Penix, he was sort of erratic, but I mean, what can you do when you're have pressure in your face literally every snap? But he was able to somewhat bring them back, and then more pressure came, and then more pressure came. And I think he ended up injured after the game because he was sort of holding his elbow or his hand funny. And it's just like, man, like such an amazing season, and to end it like that.
Yeah, I didn't like how that ended for my guy Michael Penix. I've been on a hype train for my mans. And when you sent me that text about, I don't see that nigga rapping on the bench, I was like, yeah, it is kind of raps. You know what I mean? Like it's, it's in the script. It's Michigan's year. You feel me? Like they had the perfect season. They can really say, nobody believed in them because I damn sure didn't. So they one of the few teams that'd be like, nobody believed in us. I'm like, yeah, you right. Nigga.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it's sort of, hindsight though, we should have believed in them because they were cheating the whole time. So
yeah.
Cheaters win sometimes. We should have believed.
And the real culprit not gonna face the real punishment.
Yeah, that's
okay.
It's like I seen a tweet and they said like it was like a movie where like you get you finally finished the big heist and you escaped like Inside Man or whatever when he walked out when he walked out the bank and nobody knew. Like that's exactly what happened with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, and he got a national championship, and he has the opportunity to do something really amazing, like win a Super Bowl in the future. Because hey, there's plenty of hirings, there's plenty of options. When we first talked about Jim Harbaugh, we was really like, yo, where could he go?
He can go anywhere.
Now that nigga can do more than flip a coin. That nigga can go. He can negotiate for real. Like, hey, the Raiders want me here. You know what I mean? Look, there's gonna be some nice suitors for sure. I don't think it's gonna be the last of the firings. I think there's gonna be a few more firings before the offseason happens.
This is honestly probably the best, like the best football season or like the best 6 months or whatever of Jim Harbaugh's life, bro. Like
yes, on some Pete Carroll shit.
Like his team went undefeated. He didn't even have to coach the whole season because he was suspended for a couple games. Yeah. So he was really just chilling during game days, kicking back with his family, just watching the game. He didn't have to worry about nothing, no stress or nothing. All that cheating scandals, the recruiting violations, all that. And he got away with it. And that's one thing you just got to tip your hat to, bro. Like, he won.
I'm not tipping my hat to white privilege. I can't. Not the way they hold my nigga Reggie Bush, man. Nah. Now, whenever a black man get out there scot-free, it's like, you know what? I see the change. But come on now. That's Harbaugh, man. That is Harbaugh, bro. If anybody can get away with it, it's gonna be Harbaugh. I ain't gonna hold you. They're not gonna be responsible for that, man.
But to stay on the game just a little bit longer, like how did you feel about Michigan's play during the game?
Their defense is amazing. I'm going to see a lot of them motherfuckers on draft night. They hit hard. They be ball hawking. They got to the quarterback a lot. I'm like, yo, okay.
That's a Jim Harbaugh team, bro. That's just like how the old 49ers used to be.
You was telling me that last week when we had Jesse on here. It was like, yo, like I see the vision. Like I ain't unfamiliar with your game, not to this extent, because I was not watching Michigan football. Now I will say this: I do miss good quarterback play, like legit quarterback play. I think I don't know if you saw that tweet of them bringing back like the Deshaun Watson national championship game, and the dots that nigga was throwing, or like even the game against Deshaun versus Lamar, they do that shit all the time. Even though that wasn't a national championship game. Oh shit, hell. Even when Tua subbed out Jalen Hurts and just started throwing bombs like on the third play. Like, this is the game I'm used to versus JJ McCarthy. And nothing's wrong with JJ. He won the national championship, former hockey player, by the way.
I know that.
Yeah, one of my coworkers used to play hockey with that nigga on a club sport. I was like, oh shit. So apparently he was nice with it back then. But like, having like 190 yards and a couple run TDs. It's like, you know what I mean?
Man, what happened to the game I love?
Why can't y'all be quarterbacky, yo? I ain't gonna lie.
Like,
what's wrong?
JJ McCarthy, he's gonna get some coach and GM fired. I can't wait for it.
I'm reserving that for Bo Nix first.
Oh, they're both getting somebody fired. Don't worry about it. They're both getting somebody fired.
He said, "Don't you worry, buddy."
They're both getting somebody
fired. Imagine drafting both. Imagine getting Bo Nix and then taking a flyer on JJ in the 4th round. That quarterback going to look, huh?
4th round? I regret to inform you, JJ McCarthy's going in the 1st or 2nd.
He is going in the 1st, but I'm just saying, like, imagine him slip, and then that same org was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's get him in. Nigga swore Will Levis was gonna be a top 5 pick. It happens every day. Yeah. I hope it happens for Penix too. Not on no disrespectful shit, but I just want him on a good team.
I do too, but I mean, hey, we will see. I think he will end up. He's gonna like this game. It's gonna probably affect his draft stock a little bit, just because people are very reactionary. So he could end up sliding down to a good team, and I hope he does. I think
his injury history alone was going to drop him down a little bit.
Yeah,
two torn ACLs in a bad shoulder.
And he also, I don't even know if he noticed, but he also doesn't throw over the middle either.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not like I've been watching every game of this.
Oh, okay. He really doesn't. He don't like. He dead ass don't throw over the middle. Like I think. I saw there was like a stat, and I think he had like one of the lowest attempts and completion percentage when targets over the middle. It's very strange because he has a good arm and everything. So I don't know.
Strong arm. That nigga throw hard. Like nigga, how are they catching this? It's a short pass. Not saying that he doesn't have touch or nothing, but I'm like, damn, nigga, this.
No, he be launching that.
Yeah, I'm 5 feet away from you, nigga. Sound personal now,
man.
Yeah,
well, speaking of personal, there was a lot of it was some very funny stuff that happened. Now, could you pull up the clip I have of I sent you of the Jameis Winston interview?
Absolutely.
Now, if you didn't know, Jameis Winston, he's a backup quarterback for the Saints. He shouldn't be the backup quarterback for the Saints, but I digress. Right. Anyway, the Saints were destroying the Falcons in Week 18, the final game of the regular season. Both teams weren't going to make the playoffs. It was a basically meaningless game. The Saints, they were winning 41-17. The entire Matthew, he got a pick. He ran it all the way down to like the 1 yard line. He got caught. I think he was being respectful. He didn't want to score on them. So he ran it all the way down to the 1 yard line. And Jameis Winston, he came in at quarterback. The Saints lined up in victory formation. And normally you're supposed to take a knee. The Saints ran the ball, scored a touchdown to win the game 48-17. And all hell broke loose after the game. Arthur Smith, he ran up to Dennis Allen, the Saints head coach, called him like a bitch or whatever. Some random guy, some random coordinator for the Falcons, like passing by, called Dennis Allen a bitch as well. It was just very hilarious. And then reporters asked Jameis in the locker room of what happened. And could you just go ahead and play the clip?
Got you, gang. Oh man, I'm only gonna play like 30 seconds of it, but
I apologize to DA because the play was victory. But I also explained to DA that it was a team decision, and I think when you have a team morale, and I asked the guys, I said, guys, like, what do you want to do? We know how much Jamal means to this team, and I understood from DA's perspective, so I give him that. But DA didn't condone that at all. You know, he didn't. However, we decided as a team to do it, and man, we got an interception to the 1 yard line. You know, like so if we would have scored, would it still would have been disrespectful? You know, so
oh man, this we never played it, but there was a thing where you were just like, is this something that they need to get over? I was like, I mean, well, I hope they get over it because the score was 41-17. It can't get much worse
This is why Jameis is the best. This is why everybody loves Jameis, bro.
That's my guy, bro. That's my guy. He is unintentionally funny at every turn, bro. I need to see a lot more of him. Now,
They really should have made that quarterback show on Netflix. They should have used him instead of
him.
They needed him instead of Marcus Mariota.
We did not give a fuck about no goddamn Marcus Mariota. Sassy ass nigga. We don't care. It should have been Jameis. Yo, and there's a whole compilation about Jameis, but it made me go back to that time where he fucked up his leg, but they won the game, so he in the locker room dancing with crutches on. That shit really that made me laugh a lot. But concerning this right here, a lot of backlash from old niggas. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you see where the old niggas are coming from? Like, is this like a
yes and no? Like, I don't necessarily have that much of an issue with it because low key, like Jameis said, like we was up 41-17. Like, if they imagine they would have scored on the pick six, would that have been disrespectful? Like, shut up. But they were in victory formation though, and like the defense, they didn't come off the ball because like when somebody lines up in the victory formation, you don't expect them to do. You just expect them to kneel, like the game's over. So like that's the only thing I would have sort of like line up in like the I formation or something, line up in the actual formation. So the defense knows, or at least tell the defense like, hey, we're running a play, come off the ball, blah blah blah. Because you know if defense isn't trying, somebody could get hurt, something like that. So that's like the only issue I had with it. But you have people like Shannon Sharp who are like, I would have cut Jameis immediately after the game because that's a loser mentality and blah blah blah. And like Cat Williams was right, bro. He has a what did he say? He said he has a undying loyalty to losers or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's not like him. But how do you feel about the whole thing, about the whole just backlash, everything going on with this situation?
First of all, I don't give this person a lot of love. I don't really, give this man his flowers, but I will give him his flowers, and that is to Jimmy Graham. You feel me? Shout out to Jimmy Graham for that long ass paragraph of how he supports Jameis. You don't have to, but at the end of it, it said, and also, fuck the Falcons. I love that. I loved, like, he was talking about him being a leader, He was like, and also, fuck the Falcons. And at the end of the day, nigga, these are division. They in the same division.
The Saints and Falcons is like one of the bigger rivalries in the NFL.
Like, we do not, like at the end of the day, talking about, well, let me just rewind back. I don't have a problem with what happened from either side. I don't have a problem with Arthur Smith coming down there and cussing people out because, look, nigga, you gonna get fired. You might as well just do whatever the fuck you want to do.
He should have punched him.
You was gonna. Oh my god! Wait.
Why not? He's gonna get fired anyway.
Punch Dennis Allen. Then I'm gonna feel bad. Then I'm gonna feel bad for Dennis Allen because he didn't even call it. He get punched.
Thought it made it funnier.
That's why I feel bad. I'm like, Dennis didn't even do that. I don't trust no nigga named Dennis, no way. But anyway.
I know when Arthur Smith was yelling at him, he was just like, bro. Bro.
That was such a one-sided argument. He's like, bro, I get it, bro. I don't know why they did that. But I understand it. Jamal, Jamal Williams?
Yeah.
Jamal Williams was led the league last year with 17 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And you came into the last game with 0.
I didn't know he hadn't scored a single touch. I had no idea. 0 touchdowns is crazy.
But Jameis is smart. He knew that the only way he could get this shit off is if he does it in victory formation. Because if he was to line up regularly, Dennis Allen, he's going to call a timeout. And he's going to be like, nigga, what the fuck are y'all doing? I said what I said. So Jameis knew what the fuck was going on. He has very high IQ, and people don't give him enough credit and respect for the game of football that he knows. Like, he is a very intelligent.
He's just country. That's why people think he's stupid. He's not stupid.
He is so smart at the game of football. I'm telling you, bro. And niggas won't give him his respect until he's like starts coaching later in life. But he one of them once. But yeah, needless to say, fuck the reporter that was talking to Jameis Winston. News flash, breaking news. And I can say this, and Jax can attest to it because we have gone through the art of journalism and have degrees in them. Niggas do not care about your opinions about anything. Reporters report.
Literally.
Do not bring in your personal opinion. Oh, I just think nobody gives a fuck. And stop allowing.
We do not care.
Stop allowing and misconstruing niggas like Stephen A. and Skip Bayless as the standard of journalism. They are no longer journalism. Like they're no longer journalists. They're analysts. They are entertainers. They entertain you. That's what they are. And that's what they get paid millions and millions of dollars to do. Back in the day.
You, Mr. Reporter man, in the locker room, we don't need your opinion.
Their faceless face that we'll never see, and you're old, we don't care. And people think that if you are in the journalism business long enough, you'll be able to have your own opinion. That's not how that works either. Shut the fuck up. Let that nigga Jameis talk. He was like, so you disagree with the whole team? Nah, I just think nobody gives a fuck, sir. I promise. Yeah. We do not care. We will never care. Shannon Sharp, we barely care because that was some bullshit what you was talking, what you was speaking.
Yeah, he was sort of going a little bit too crazy. It's not that serious.
That nigga was tweaking. He said, I would have jumped off sides.
I was like, it's not that.
Now you dick eating because we trying to get my man's a touchdown.
No cap. I feel like if Shannon was on that team, he would have been down with it. Like what? Like
that's an old nigga on some get off my lawn type shit.
Yeah.
And you have to put it in the context. You know what I mean? Shannon, he's from Georgia. That was the Atlanta Falcons. There's ties there. He be big up in Atlanta like that. That's not his team because he didn't play there. But he be fucking with the Falcons, low key. He just don't give it up like that. But for sure.
To sort of end on this point or regarding this, it is sort of funny how like the whole team was like, let's go get the touchdown, while the head coach was like, no, and nobody listened to the coach at all. Like they don't respect you, bro. Like he might be out of there somewhat soon. I don't know.
He's going to be out of there.
If he needs to be, but people aren't smart. And then the Saints next season, they're actually negative $70 million over the cap. So like no coach will want to go to that team anyway if they fire him because they literally have no money. So I feel like next season for the Saints is going to be a lost season where they, finally handle all that cap stuff because they've been putting it off for like literally like 15 years. And then maybe the season after they'll get somebody new in there.
Well, nigga, the Raiders is not that much better. So when it comes to cap and all that shit, wasn't they like what you call it? Weren't they in debt? Like didn't they?
I think it was only the Saints that was in. I know the Saints are in the most debt. I don't know about the Raiders, but I know the Saints are like negative, like say literally at negative $70 million, which is crazy to me. But
nah, I thought it was one of those things like they still had a hard time trying to pay off that nigga John Gruden and that big ass contract.
Oh, the Raiders are in. The owner of the Raiders is in debt.
Gotcha.
The Saints as a team are in debt. Like,
you see,
NFL wise, Mark Davis, he's just a broke owner. So
okay,
like, that has nothing to do with. That don't really got nothing to do with nothing.
Okay.
He's just normal. He's just normal broke.
Just like Rich Dad Poor Dad for sure. Oh God. That's a crazy amount to be indebted, but we digress.
Now we already mentioned coaches being fired, so if you guys haven't heard, Arthur Smith of the Saints, he was fired, deservedly so. Ron Rivera of the Commanders, he was also fired, and
deservedly so.
Yeah, and then Mike Vrabel of the Tennessee Titans. The Mike Vrabel who won Coach of the Year in 2021 was also fired.
Deservedly so.
Don't listen to Greg. Don't listen.
Deservedly so.
Why did he deserve to be fired?
Deserve?
Why did he deserve
to be fired? You need a new face. You need a new face. When you lose the locker room, that's what happens, yo.
He didn't lose the locker room. They just have bad players.
I don't
It was
know.
all the GM. He was just surrounded by bad GMing. That's why.
And
Like even with the AJ Brown
he-
trade, he didn't want that trade to happen. They did it. He took like there was like a video of him like during the draft when it happened. Like there's a video of him storming off, being upset because he didn't want it to happen. Like the GM never listened to him, and that's why the team sucked.
Not too much on the front office now. We got D9 brothers in there. Relax, yo. Relax, gang.
Anyways,
Relax,
the
yo.
GM was not. He didn't have, and this is the first year of the new GM anyway. The old GM was terrible, John Robinson. Like he's terrible because I remember his name. And I don't like the Titans at all. I don't know why I remember his name, but that's how bad he is. I remembered his name.
Yeah.
And now, Mike Vrabel, he's fired, and then Pete Carroll of
Now that was
the
crazy.
Seahawks,
That one was great.
also fired.
That's great.
That's insane because Seahawks were good this season. They almost made the playoffs,
and they overachieved last year.
They've overachieved every single year. Pete Carroll, he always finds him a good like 5th round corner that ends up being an All-Pro, Hall of Fame type player. Like Pete Carroll won him one Super Bowl. He should have 2, but one Super Bowl, you know. But like Pete Carroll, he's a good coach, and that's like yes, he is the oldest coach in the NFL. I think he's like 72 or 3.
But Bill Belichick's the same age, I think, is he? Is he not? 72?
Yeah. But I mean, well, we'll talk about Belichick later, but you see how that went. But it's just crazy. And then there were reports that he might take a role in the front office, sort of like how the Celtics did with Brad Stevens when he was no longer their coach. But I don't believe that's happening. And I think it was also reported that Pete, he didn't really want to be fired. Like he wanted to keep coaching, but the team of the Seahawks, they were just like, no, we want to move on. And that sucks because Pete Carroll's a good coach.
Yeah, that was it was a soft firing. That's basically what I'm thinking. Hidden words and shit. But yeah, when you use the word advising and advisor of like what his next job is, it's like, you know, you're not really hands-on with the team anymore, and they're trying to go into a different direction. And on top of that, I don't like the candidates that they're trying to go for. If you're gonna move Pete Carroll, but then now you're gonna have coaching interviews with Dan Quinn, I don't agree with it. Cause I'm just like that. That's still a part of like the old coaching, you know, tree that you've had. I was just like, if you're gonna start fresh and get rid of Pete Carroll, then for real, like start fresh for real. Like, why would you go back to a Dan Quinn or somebody else?
I mean, Dan Quinn, he hasn't been with the Seahawks in a minute though. So,
I mean, I guess, and I can see that, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, are you taking Dan Quinn over Pete Carroll?
I like just going away from Pete Carroll. Like, I sort of get it because he's old. So, like, honestly, if I'm Pete Carroll, I would have been retired because I'm not trying to work when I'm 70 something. But like, I don't know. It's just because like, who are you gonna get that's better than Pete Carroll? Because like,
shit, I know
he's one of the top coaches in the NFL. Like, it's not much better you can get. I feel like.
I think from a rebuilding standpoint, like if they're really trying to like go into a different direction, to get to that championship caliber, by the time they get there, Pete Carroll probably gonna be like 75, 76. And then from there, it's like, okay, how long you want to keep this nigga? Because it's not like he couldn't keep up. Had a good season. So he's always going to give you an excuse to keep him.
Yeah.
So, and he don't look like he missing a step. Nigga's healthy. Nigga be throwing football at the quarterback.
That's the youngest 72-year-old in the world, bro.
That's the worst kind of white man to have for real. Like that, I ain't gonna lie. Like you don't have no excuse on why you should move from him for real. You're going to look bad regardless. So that's why they gave him a little soft firing and said, hey, you could be an advisor. We're not going to fire you for real, but we're going to go in a different direction even though you're not ready. So I get it from both sides, but I just think it was a little too early to just pull that plug. I don't know, man. But
we talked about teams being fired. So far, there's some other firing we'll get to, but so far, the Falcons, they need a coach. The Panthers need a coach. The Raiders need a coach. Titans need a coach. Seahawks need a coach. The Chargers need a coach. There's another team that needs a coach, but we'll talk about them later. But of those teams I named, what do you think is the best spot?
Out of all of those teams, which one is the best spot for any coach or just a specific coach?
Any coach.
If we're talking about any coach,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Seahawks. I'm really gonna go to Seahawks because you have they almost made the playoffs this year.
Literally.
You can't say that about the Patriots. You can't say that about because the Falcons are in a bad division. That almost happened, but realistically, they're not a playoff team. The Falcons, I would say, is like a runner up because all you really need there is a quarterback. You have a decent defense and you have offensive weapons.
If you use them correctly.
Of course, if you use them correctly. And if I'm being honest, Washington isn't that bad either.
Stop it.
They're not that bad. I'm not saying it's the top, but it's not that bad. If you put if y'all swear Caleb Williams is that nigga, like you should see some improvement. And I do trust, Eric Bieniemy over there.
I don't think he's gonna be there.
You know?
Whoever the new coach is.
I changed my mind about everything I just said. If EB not there, I'm scrap them niggas off the list. But I'm just saying, like, I trust EB because that nigga made Sam Howell look amazing a couple days, but then Sam Howell. And you know how I feel about that nigga, but
But if Bieniemy, like the Commanders, they have the second pick. If they somehow end up with Caleb Williams with Eric Bieniemy there, that'd just be
my fucking God.
That'd just be like Mahomes. That'd be like Mahomes again. They're like the same style of quarterback.
I will be livid if this nigga is in the NFC East. Please. I am not. This must be how Saints fans felt when Michael Vick got drafted the Atlanta Falcons, because I will not be prepared. I am not prepared for that. But
now, I asked you who was the best spot for like coaches in general, but who would be the best spot for Jim Harbaugh? Because he's coming to the NFL. No matter what he's coming to the NFL.
It used to be an easy pick, but I don't know now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you, because at first it was like, the Chargers. Really make sense, and the more I think about it, the more there's a lot more internal work that needs to happen with the Chargers, because it's only Justin Herbert that's young. Everybody else is old. You have to
honestly,
you're gonna have to blow that shit up at some point. Unless them niggas are trying to win now, then I get it, but they're not trying to win now. For real. They got some things going on. So it was the Chargers, but when it comes to Jim Harbaugh, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now that Seattle spot opened up, I wouldn't mind seeing him there. I really wouldn't. Get him a nice quarterback there, because Geno was a nice story. That is not your future.
Geno probably got like a couple more years, like literally a couple more, like 2, because I think he's like 33 or 34. So
I think he can build a lot of I trust the drafting process of Seattle. I trust a lot of those things, but I don't really. It's just something about Tennessee that I just don't have faith in, for real. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't think Will Levis is gonna be good. Honestly,
they got Derrick Henry finna leave. Like, there's a lot of things going on over there. D Hop is he might be trying to get up out there too, but I just don't see. I just don't see another team that would make more sense for Jim Harbaugh than Seattle, unless the Atlanta Falcons is really honed in on Justin Fields and they finna make some shit happen, and now you have your team. But until then, I don't see that nigga with the Patriots. I don't. So,
and speaking of the Patriots, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots today, on January 11th, the year of our Lord 2024, have mutually agreed to part ways.
That was not mutual.
That's what the report said.
You know what that means. You know what that means, nigga.
Did you? I know we've talked about like Bill Belichick a lot, but I can't remember. I don't remember if any of us have said it, but like we sort of thought, did you think he was going to retire? I don't remember if I did. I might have said it here, but
no. What we said was he needs to retire. We didn't say if he was going to actually do it because we were just kind of like, nobody's going to have the balls to actually fire this nigga. I think we actually said the only time that actually happens is like we'll see we mutually agreed to part ways, like what just happened. I feel like I think we said that, if I'm not mistaken. But I was on the standpoint of like, yo, my nigga, like, hey, you just ain't got it. Like, just give it up, because the longer you stay here, the longer you're just like the Draymond shit. The longer you stay in this fucking league, the more you see a negative ass fucking resume. Just leave while you on top. Leave on a high note, nigga. Like
he should have. Well, I guess it ended up working out for Brady because he got another championship. But that last Patriots championship, Bill should have been like, "All right, guys, I'm out of here."
He was cocky. Nigga.
Then he got him a Mac Jones, and
they really tried to call it baby goat. I remember that. They was really trying to, and it was a 24-year career just from the New England Patriots alone. Jax, are you? Nigga, are you 25?
Like, he's been there basically our whole life, bro. Like,
I'm like, nigga, I'm about to have a birthday later this month, but my nigga, like, yo, that's a long ass time to be tenured for one organization. Yeah. Like, not a 24-year coaching career, 24 years just with this org. That's crazy. You got to get up out of there. So,
hey, 6 championships. This average out to like one every 4 years. Even though he didn't win one every 4 years, obviously, but still.
Them back end years of Brady. Really backpacked. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga was sitting on 2 for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. But it is what it is. I hope he like legit retires. And
yeah, because it only said mutually part ways. If he would have retired, it would have said retired.
I know.
You think he's retiring?
I don't think. I think he's finna do some dumb shit. Yo.
Where he's finna go? What team do you think he could go to?
Nigga, hey, we got plenty of options. It's just a matter of what he wants to do. That'd be some funny ass shit if that nigga take over for the take over where Nick Saban was at and go to Alabama. That'd be some funny ass shit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jax. No team looks like a team that I'm like, oh yeah, Bill Belichick looks perfect. No, like I don't see Belichick in anything but a Patriots uniform.
I don't see
Patriots gear, so it's hard for me to answer that question anyway.
I can't imagine a team or ownership or whatever yes, Bill Belichick is the GOAT coach and all that, but like wanting him because like it comes with a lot because.
Maybe
once you get Belichick in there, you got to change your whole everything up for him. Like, and he's gonna want to be GM and all that as well as coach. He's gonna want to bring his own guys in. Like,
I know where you could work on some honest shit. The best team that he can go to is the Eagles. I think he could really do decent with the Eagles, if I'm being honest with you. And that's not a no hater shit. I think
Nick Sirianni hasn't been fired yet.
Not yet.
I don't know if he will.
But hey, let them niggas lose to the Buccaneers and have a bad season 4 games into the next season. Watch how first of all, y'all acting like the Eagles don't do this shit on a yearly basis.
I mean, but Bill Belichick, he not the coach that you bring in the midway through the season. Like, he not the coach you bring in 4 games into a season. Like, you got to go through the whole offseason with.
Absolutely not. Belichick. But Nick Sirianni is on that hot seat. I ain't gonna hold you,
bro. He's not on the hot seat. He's been there for like 3-4 years, and he got into a Super Bowl.
Okay, and what did Doug Peterson do? What did and what did Andy Reid do? You feel me? These and I'm not talking about no scrub head coaches either.
No, these are amazing coaches
at upper echelons. You feel me? So I'm just saying, should he? Of course not. But we talking about the fucking Eagles, nigga. They get rid of people really quick. Unless your name is Deshaun Jackson, they give you the boot. super quick. And I want niggas to
They
really
even gave Deshaun Jackson the boot, and they brought him back.
they got rid of Carson Wentz fast.
Damn.
So, hey, I'm just saying, it's a very reactionary franchise, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be surprising if the nigga that was on the hot seat. For real. But I do agree that that's not somebody that you put in like 4 games into the season, though. Like that's OD. But like I said, I don't know any other team. Like I like I look at Belichick's face every time I look at a certain team. I'm like, yo, he would look visibly annoyed at this team.
He just looks visibly annoyed all the time. Imagine he goes to a different team and just gets happy. That'd be crazy. Like he's just happy and smiling all the time.
Imagine trying to incorporate the Bill Belichick way to another org, and that other org has Jameis Winston, and they're like, "Oh, okay, nigga, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that." The fact that
I'm surprised Bill Belichick and Jameis. I'm surprised Jameis has never played for Bill Belichick.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
It'd be so funny. And like, I mean, the Patriots, they've been needing a quarterback. They tried all them little bridge quarterbacks and blah, blah, blah. They should have gave Jameis a chance. Just see what happens.
I mean, look. I guess. But I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, yo. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, shout out to Bill Belichick for an amazing Patriots career. I honestly hope he retires because, bro, you 72, 73. Like, bro, just go be old. Go on cruises and stuff. Go have fun, bro. You don't need to keep doing this.
Do a pod with Nick Saban or some shit. Yeah. Be old. He's like 72 as well, but like not the good 72.
Nah, he looks 72. He not the Pete Carroll 72.
That nigga looks sometimes. I'm like, damn, nigga.
But we talked about, we mentioned it a couple times, so let's go ahead and sort of backtrack to college football and say, rest in peace to the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're not dead. But Nick Saban, he saw Jalen Milroe. He saw Jalen Milroe say he's going to come back, say he won't transfer, and just decided to retire. Now it's been a long career at Alabama and even longer career, like just in general, because I know he was at LSU before and he won a championship with them. He had some couple stints in the NFL where he wasn't that cold, but like
he was on coaching with Bill Belichick with the Browns.
Yeah, but I'm looking at his Wikipedia. Nick Saban, his coaching career, just in general, it started in 1973. 50 years of coaching.
God damn.
Altogether, 50 years of coaching. That's crazy.
And niggas want to be like, why is he leaving now? Nigga, 50 years?
He is also 72. Like,
hey, 72 must be the magic number, nigga.
Okay. It's just that age.
72.
Man.
God damn, 72 is crazy.
And
shout out to him.
Yeah, and he had his college head coaching career. He was a head coach at Michigan State, LSU, and Alabama. And his college head coaching career is 292, 71, and 1. That's insane.
Crazy ratio.
That's insane.
Oh, that's a crazy ratio. 290. Say that shit again.
292, 71, and 1.
Nah, hold on.
Honestly, I wish he would have. If I was at 292, I'd have coached one more year to get to 300. I just did one more year to get 300.
Yeah, I would have done the same. I would have did the same thing.
Yeah, just nice even number, ended like that. But
he said 272,
292.
Oh, 292,
292, and 71.
And 71. That nigga has a 93.6 winning percentage.
Go.
90,
Go, bro.
Damn near you rounded up 94% winning percentage. That is crazy. It's not crazy when you think about the teams that he done brought through. But nigga.
But just think about the teams he done brought, like all the players he did. Mark Ingram, Julio Jones. Tua was cold in college. He's not cold right now. In college, he was crazy.
Tua Hurts,
Amari Cooper, Jalen Hurts, Minka Fitzpatrick,
Oh my God.
He had all them linebackers.
All
Too many linebackers to name. Too many linebackers to name.
Didn't he have Pat Surtain?
Yes, he had Patrick Surtain.
Pat Surtain, Henry Ruggs before he went crazy.
It's so many crazy players. Like,
did Jarvis Landry play there?
No, he was LSU. He was LSU.
That's LSU. Damn, but he has some Devontae Smith and man, a lot of players, yo, a lot of players. And through it all, I still remember AJ McCarron. No cap. Through it all, I remember that nigga.
I still remember Blake Sims.
I remember was it Trent Richardson?
Trent Richardson was cold in college, bro. I'm so sick he wasn't good in the NFL, bro.
Was Eddie Lacy there too?
Yeah, Eddie Lacy was cold. Like, bro, like these players, man. Like, what in the world?
Nah.
You remember Terrence Cody?
Yes, bro.
He was gigantic.
That's bro.
Bro, like,
oh man, Alabama. Nah, man, look, they called that shit the NFL factory for a reason, yo, because
it was
the amount of niggas that was like, okay, all of a sudden you just see a random junior that's been sitting for 2 years. Now it's his time to shine.
And they shone.
They shine. They shine crazy. They chip Skylark out. You know what? They chip Skylark with it, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. So, a hell of a career. I truly believe he's going to retire. And
he's not retired. 72 the magic number. He's out of there.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he has an itch to. And Deion Sanders was talking about it. When he was talking about, hey, he left the game, too soon.
NIL and everybody drove him away. Like,
and I can agree to a certain extent that college football is not what it used to be. And Saban has been very vocal about NIL and specifically what the fuck Deion Sanders be doing and other niggas. That nigga was definitely dry hating these last 3 to 4 years when it came to Jimbo Fisher and all these other niggas. So there is some truth to it. I just don't know why Deion decided to do that today. But there is some truth. I do think that shit turned him away a little bit. Now this was a little rash because he had an emergency meeting. But it is what it is. When you got Jalen Milroe, man, I don't know. But that was not my first reaction. My first reaction to all of this had nothing to do with Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. I was just like, damn, this nigga Bill O'Brien is still employed, yo. This nigga is still.
I feel like once the head coach is gone, doesn't that sort of make everybody else gone too?
Depends on who they bring. Depends on who they bring in.
I can't imagine. I don't know who they're going to bring in for because I'm not always tapped in on college coaches like that.
What if they move that nigga up though?
Shut up.
Nah, that's a real thing. That can happen.
I can't allow that to happen. Me personally, I can't allow that to happen.
I agree.
But whoever the next coach is at Bama, I just know they're gonna hate it because that Alabama standard, 2 losses, they're gonna start throwing bricks at your car and trying to set your house on fire.
He has set such a crazy standard.
Even before him, they had who was it?
I forgot who they was.
I don't know who's the coach director before Nick Saban, but they had coaches like Bear Bryant, who's also one of the best coaches in college football history. Alabama, they're not used to mid, bro. They're not even used to good. They're used to greatness. Period. That's why you have people calling for this season when they wasn't that good. There were people on message boards I don't know, man. We might need to fire Nick Saban and blah blah blah. This is Nick Saban who won 93% of games or whatever, and you talking about firing him?
Absolutely.
I couldn't imagine being the person who takes that job. And if you take that job, you are brave. That's all I got to say. You are a brave soul.
Which is why they need to go ahead and move up Bill O'Brien. Get this nigga up out of here so quick. Super quick. That's a 1 season kind of thing. That's a bridge the gap kind of thing until we get our real coach. I can't see this nigga coach football ever again, yo. I don't want to do it. I don't want to see this nigga on the sideline. I want this nigga to have a Tom Herman type of career right now, nigga. I want that nigga in the booth.
I don't want that nigga in the booth.
I want that nigga in the booth, like on a YouTube booth. You got to go and search that nigga name up, like not no national TV.
Oh my gosh.
Or AAC network. You feel me? Sunbelt Conference. That's
Conference USA network.
Oh,
Is
God.
Conference USA still a thing?
Yeah, I think. Oh shit. Well, it was UTSA was there, but they moved them up. But
Pac-12 network. I know the Pac-12. That's not a thing no more. You need to
hell
be
no.
the Pac-12 network.
Pac-12. Yeah, keep that nigga away. I'm cool. But
we talked about one person we both dislike greatly. Now we're gonna talk about another person that we also both dislike greatly. Jason Whitlock.
Oh shit. Okay, my fault. Yeah. Come on now.
Like, if you don't know who Jason Whitlock is, I'll just give you a quick rundown. He's a horrible human being. I guess he's technically a sports analyst, but like, do he be talking about sports anymore? Like, I don't even know.
He talks about sports, but in the wrong way.
He barely he say like one, like calling him a sports commentator, sports analyst is like, it's offensive to actual sports commentators and analysts, because all he does is just spew nonsense about literally everything, whether it be race, whether it be gender, politics, even his sports. And we're saying this, you probably got a picture in your mind of what he looks like. No, he doesn't look like that. He is a black man doing this. And it's just nobody likes Jason Whitlock. And recently he had comments to say about Stephen A. Smith. And he called him an industry plant. He was referencing the Cat Williams interview, and he said Stephen A. Smith is the Kevin Hart of sports commentary because he's an industry plant. And Stephen A. also, he never played basketball at Winston-Salem State or whatever, and people don't know him. He went to his hood and nobody knew you. It was basically stuff like that. And Stephen A. Smith was fed up. Stephen A. Smith doesn't talk to him, doesn't even refer to him by name normally. But this, I guess, talking about him not playing basketball or whatever, that is what fired Stephen A. Smith up. And so he went on his podcast and had some comments to say. If you could pull those up, Greg.
Bet. Here we go.
And turn it up a little bit. Just a little, not a lot. So just make sure everybody can hear everything Stephen A. has to say.
Yeah, got you, gang.
Now, these are Stephen A. Smith's words, not ours.
And it's not the network that he is on.
Yeah, this is on Stephen A. Smith's podcast. But that should be good now.
I bet.
This is what Stephen A. Smith had to say about Jason Whitlock.
The same article in Deadspin came out. Weeks later, you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me. Did you tell the folks that, you bitch? Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that? Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground?
Oh my God.
Oh, just a few of his comments. You should go watch it on Stephen A. Smith's YouTube channel. It's hilarious. It's like an hour long. He spends 45 minutes of it just doing that to Jason Whitlock.
Oh God.
So check. Those are actually a few of his tamer comments on Jason Whitlock. He also said Jason Whitlock, when he dies, he won't even have pallbearers at his funeral because nobody likes him. He called him scum, fat. He called him Cain, as in Cain and Abel.
Yeah,
as in referred to him as the first murderer in the world because he's that bad.
Oh God,
nobody wants to work with him. This is long overdue. Because nobody likes Jason. Actually, no. I stand correct. There's one person I saw who defended Jason Whitlock, and it was Sage Steele, which is funny coming from her.
Fucking God, bro. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna speak on that woman.
Yeah, but if you don't know who Sage Steele is, just look her up. It's funny. Yeah, like it's long overdue because nobody likes Jason Whitlock. He's just a terrible human being, and I'm glad it happened.
Look, when this is the first time I've ever seen like a unanimous group of people side with Stephen A on anything.
Yeah, literally.
Which means there has to be some kind of truth to whatever is being spewed, even regardless of, because there's a lot of people on there that do not like Stephen A as a person, or they don't fuck with Stephen A, but they stood beside that nigga on this point.
Yeah, he was cooking.
We do not fuck with you, Jason Whitlock. And it's very disappointing because when I first got into like journalism for real, like he is like a very solid writer. When it comes to pen to paper or typing shit, he knows how to use his words very well. Now, the shit he be spewing, I definitely disagree with it. But the way he articulates his words and from a journalist, if he was using this shit for good
instead of for evil,
yeah, he'd be right on track. But what Stephen A say, fat bastard?
Bastard.
I'm telling you right now, bro, like the shit that Stephen A went off, I remember he was talking about Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson said that he hated Jason Whitlock. Allen Iverson is a kind person. Allen Iverson loves everybody. I've never heard Allen Iverson say he's nothing mean about nobody until you talk about Jason Whitlock. He said, "I hate you, Jason Whitlock."
Yeah, but I think it was one of those. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was because or they've had multiple back and forths, but like one of the main things was that Jason Whitlock tried to like secretly, record or tape him just on some sneak shit, on some sleek shit, and that wasn't cool at all based off of the integrity of reporting. And Shannon Sharp don't fuck with that nigga for obvious reasons. Like anybody that is black, there's a whole bunch of reporters.
Even white people don't like him. Black people don't like. It's like just a unanimous thing. It's
Stephen A.
Jason Whitlock and Sage Steele against the world.
Oh God, Stephen A. Smith said he has an actual contract that states that he will not, he doesn't have to work with him. Like, does not have to work with him. He said there's a reason why that nigga has never been on First Take, and there's a reason why that nigga has never been on Undisputed when he was at FS1. And I was just like, he does have a point, because them niggas do be crossing over. You did see Joy Taylor do stuff, Chris Broussard do stuff.
Hell, I honestly thought he had been on Undisputed before.
No, he's never been on Undisputed before because Skip Bayless would not allow it. Skip Bayless cannot stand that nigga. And you know how bad you got to be for Skip Bayless to not fuck with you as a black person?
You know how bad he had to be for Skip Bayless? Like, Skip Bayless, I feel like he don't really like a lot of people because he knows a lot of people hate him. But he still be having him on his show. The fact he didn't even want Jason Whitlock on, that's just like, bro, he is everything Stephen A. Smith said and then some.
And then some, bro. I was upset. I was even upset when the nigga was talking about when I saw that Cat Williams thing. Reminded me of my situation. What situation, nigga?
Shut up! Fuck
up! And then going to accuse Stephen A. For not writing his own book. That's crazy. Because now you pocket watching.
Yeah. Even though he did write his book, and then Stephen A. was saying in the clip we played, like, you begged Stephen A. to work for you, and Stephen A. said no. Because he doesn't like you. You got a bunch of
black reporters that refuse to work with you. Black journalists, black writers, black editors. And it seemed like you the type of nigga to get some information that you ain't got no business having and then hold it over them and be like, I could put some shit out like this. You seem like that kind of nigga because everybody has the same thing of we don't fuck with you, which is why you're not on TV anymore. You're on Blaze TV. And I think they're conservative, and I don't know much about them niggas, but I'm almost for certain that's not where Jason Whitlock wanted to be at this part of his career. Being on fucking YouTube. No, nigga. Stop. Get off that man. Get off that man. You cock watching. You beat watching, bro. It's crazy.
Man. But we got through all our topics. It was a pretty full day. Now it's time for some picks. But before we do our picks, we got to react to our preseason predictions. Our preseason NFL division winner predictions.
Absolutely, man. Another season has wrapped up. The season is over. All right, that's enough. That's true. I hate when it drags out like that. That's crazy. I need to edit that out. But we have. Let's first talk about the preseason division predictions versus actuality. We'll start with.
Did we do good?
Ultimately, we were solid.
Okay.
We had every once in a while, we had like a stinker here or there, but for the most part, we was all right. So in the AFC, we had the Chiefs winning that division. The Chiefs won that division. It was supposed to be a layup. Got a little interesting towards the end. We got there. We had said the Ravens would win their division. They ended up winning the division, got the number 1 seed. Jax also said that this would be the year that Lamar wins his MVP. Wanted to note that.
I forgot I said that. I said that.
And I co-signed. I was like, yeah, if he's healthy, he has a good chance of winning that bitch. But you definitely led the way on that one. We had the Jaguars winning the division, and the Texans ended up winning that. Got to put respect on CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Shout out to that man.
We got to put disrespect on the Jaguars
and Trevor Lawrence.
Because they were like 8-1 at one point, and now they're not in the playoffs.
Oh, like they just slid horribly. That was crazy. And they were selling playoff tickets on the first week of December.
We thought Calvin Ridley was gonna have the year of his career, bro. He did not.
Nah, yeah. And not to get off topic, but I did see somebody quoted like CJ Stroud in this huddle on his last game versus Trevor Lawrence trying to hype his guys up. CJ Stroud went crazy with it. And then Trevor Lawrence came in, hey, let's play with some swag, guys. That shit.
Low-key, I think that's Trevor Lawrence's personality, though. He's not a...
Yo, I dead ass laughed at that. We all said that the Bills would win the division, and they won by a landslide, but they still won. 49ers. And then this is where we first disagreed.
Mm-hmm.
You've had Detroit Lions winning their division. I had the Vikings. Now, I will say there is no excuse that Kirk Cousins tore his ACL because they was on the decline even with that together.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And then our next one, you had the Saints winning the division. I had the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers ended up winning. And I told niggas, hey, this was a coin flip. I said, yo, anybody could really win this division. I remember saying that.
Literally. I thought the Panthers had a chance.
And then finally, probably the biggest one that was horrific on my end. The Cowboys winning the division. You picked the Cowboys and I picked the Giants. And that was and I looked at the podcast, and the two things I said was, A, I don't believe in this pick. And B, I'm only picking it because I believe in the curse that the Eagles, nobody's going back to back as division winners.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Cowboys had a really tough schedule. And I didn't see 12 wins. But hey, shout out to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, with our regular season record for NFL picks, it was a landslide. I ain't gonna lie to you. 55. Jax was 55-38. And I was 56-37. One game decided, or actually 2 games, because we was tied for a minute. 2 games trying to decide that, and that was mainly because of the Dolphins. You picked the Dolphins to win last week, and you picked the Ravens, and you picked somebody else. I think the Cardinals. You said the Cardinals are not that bad, or some shit like that. Yeah, the Cardinals lost.
They're low-key not that bad either. They just started off the season bad.
But basically, a 60% win percentage. Pretty good. I can't complain about it. Great season. Now it's time for the playoffs, and we'll go ahead and get started with our, playoff picks. We're doing an upset, and yeah, go ahead, pull that out because I feel like you're gonna say it better.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and give our picks for this upcoming wild card weekend. We're gonna each do an AFC pick and an NFC pick. In my AFC pick, I believe that. Do I believe this? I believe that the Texans are gonna beat the Cleveland Browns.
It's gonna be a good ass game.
I think it will be.
It's gonna be a good ass game, yo. For my AFC pick, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins over the Chiefs.
Are you aware of the weather?
I am very
in Kansas City.
I understand.
It's gonna be the coldest game in NFL history.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. And look, it is what it is. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Do I believe in this pick a lot? Not really, but I'm not finna have the Browns Texans ordeal. I just want to see good football. Actually, I don't care who wins that one. But I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs, honestly, and I want a better path for Lamar anyway. So, Dolphins over Chiefs.
Now, for my NFC pick, we go a little bit of an upset here. I'm going with the Buccaneers over the Eagles.
Hey, that was low key finna be. That was low key finna be mine, but I'm gonna let you have that one. Because I'm a Baker Mayfield supporter over here. Damn, I should have picked the Steelers over the Bills, but I already picked my pick.
Steelers Bills game is also going to be like negatives 100 degrees. Like that one's going to be a frozen game too.
I believe in it. But my NFC pick, I'm going to pick the Rams over the Lions. I just think that Matthew Stafford just gets a little different when he plays old team. I don't know.
And he get a little different. Sean McVay play calls get a little different in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
And Aaron Donald, he's finna turn up because he knows they shouldn't be this good. So
yeah, I'm just and look, Detroit's having a great season. Yeah. Shout out to them. But if they had to lose to anybody, I would definitely pick them niggas. So
I like how we both stayed away from the. I was like, I'm not picking that game out.
Can't do it, nigga. Hey, the curse has been lifted. Don't even want to talk about it.
Nah.
Especially them two teams in particular, nigga.
Bro.
Always some weird shit happening with them niggas. So
not even gonna mess with that. Not even gonna say the team names.
Not even gonna say respectfully. I'm just not gonna talk about it, nigga. I'm just
gonna watch a football game when it happens, and that's it.
Oh God, yo. Man.
But now it's time for some hot takes.
Yeah.
Do you have a hot take? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, go first. Man. I have one, but I just need to get my thoughts together. But yeah,
okay. All right. Then you're not gonna play the music?
Oh, I'm tripping my fucking.
Dang.
My fault. Hey, my bad. First day on the job, my fault, gang.
Oh my gosh. My hot take. I've been meaning to have this hot take for a minute and I just be forgetting. And I didn't write it down. I just remembered, thank God. But I think, and I hope I didn't say this before. I don't know. But I think the 40-yard dash is overrated. I think we might need to move away from the 40-yard dash in terms of like measuring a player's speed at combine. And just like we have the technology, we can just go ahead and do miles per hour. Like honestly, like the 40-yard dash, I don't think it's a good like way to measure people's speed now. Because I remember this specifically. Like, do you remember the Tank Dell when he ran the 40-yard dash at the NFL draft?
I'm not familiar, but I knew he ran one, but I don't remember the result.
He ran a 4.5, which is okay, you know. No, he's faster than a 4.5. Tank Dell had like 4.3 speed or whatever. And like when you watch that 40-yard dash, like I remember I sent it in the group chat and everybody was like, "This is the fastest 4.5 I've ever seen in my life." He just had a bad start. And if you measured it in miles per hour, I don't know what he ran miles per hour, but it would have shown how much faster he is. And then I was also seeing something on the Rams. They released like because Puka Nacua, he set like some record or whatever for rookie receptions and yards, I believe. And they released like the draft war room footage, and they're talking about drafting him. And they're like, yeah, he ran a bad 40 time, but when he clocked his miles per hour, he was like top 5 or whatever in the draft. And like nobody knew that because they just saw his flow 40-yard dash.
System. Yeah, this flawed ass system. Yeah.
Yeah, so I really think miles per hour, like 40-yard dash is cool and everybody likes it. Like the times are awesome. It's good for sponsorships and everything, but we should move towards miles per hour because that's an actual accurate measure of somebody's speed. So that's my hot take.
Yeah, I agree with that, mainly because if you look up the fastest, whoever ran the fastest 40 time in the NFL, I'm almost for certain they're not the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Nah,
or they've never been that. So I don't even know why. Like, I this is another reason why I don't like. There's pros and cons of niggas being bigger, stronger, and faster over time. I remember when 4.5 was just decent. You know what I mean? That was like, that's cool. Like that's a cool time. Now niggas are borderline. It's a little slow. What, nigga?
It is slow. It's not like Tank Dell. He's faster than a 4.5, bro.
I'm like, what? Okay, what is standard? Like okay, this is the standard.
4.5 is like an average speed. Like 4.5 is like somebody who's not like 4.5 is like on some like Keenan Allen type stuff. Like he's fast, but he's not really fast for real. Tank Dell is much faster than Keenan Allen.
He's not slow, but he's not slow though.
But Keenan, like 4.5, if you're on a 4.5, you're typically not just burning off on niggas. Like you can get hawked if you're on a 4.5. Like Tank Dell, he's not a get hawked type person.
Outside of Tyreek Hill, who out here burning niggas for real? That's good at the wide receiver position. I just don't know. Like I'm just trying to figure.
Oh, like I mean, Stephon Diggs, he's fast.
Okay. I'm just trying to get
not Justin. Wait, is Justin? Yeah, I almost said Jordan, but Justin Jefferson, he's also fast. He ran like a 4.4, I believe. Prime Julio Jones, he was running away from niggas. Who else? Jameson Williams. Who else? Like it's a lot of fast players in that. Like it's a lot of players who are burning off on niggas.
I feel like Tank Dell be burning off on niggas though.
Have you not seen his touchdowns where he's wide open because he just burned off on somebody?
Yeah, so that's why I'm just kind of like. That's why I looked at 4.5. Like, okay, if Tank Dell got a 4.5, like I'll take it.
He's faster than a 4. He's just faster than a 4.5.
So I'll give you that. It's flawed, just like everything else. In the NFL Combine, all these slavery drills that they don't want to admit are slavery drills. What's your height? What's your weight? How fast can you jump? Can you move this? Yeah, let me get off my soapbox. But anyway, I guess it's time for my hot take, and I did have a similar hot take on our second episode that never got released because of some audio technicalities, but y'all never heard of it. And I'm going to revise it a little bit, but it's about Kobe Bryant. It's about Kobe Bryant, my nigga. My hot take is that y'all are doing revisionist history on Kobe Bryant. A lot of you niggas that are talking about Kobe Bryant are not. This is not how you always talked about Kobe Bryant. And now you are slandering niggas for disagreeing with your talking points about Kobe Bryant. Y'all talk about Kobe Bryant like everybody loved him when niggas literally hated the fuck out of Kobe Bryant. Literally. And if you don't believe me, there was a literal commercial called I Hate You, Kobe Bryant that Paul Pierce was in. And all of these niggas were singing, I hate you. I hate you, Kobe Bryant. Niggas was in the stands.
That was a commercial.
Yes, that's a whole commercial. But like, it's playing into the fact that niggas don't fuck with Kobe. You respected Kobe after he retired. When he had that 60-point game against the Utah Jazz, niggas gave him his flowers. Niggas said, damn, that's a way to go out. And niggas started questioning, did I really hate Kobe like that? I respect him as a competitor. And then when he passed away, unfortunately, God rest his soul, then y'all really leaned into, okay, yeah, man, like that nigga was a GOAT. That nigga was, you know, he was an incredible player. But no way and no how are you finna have a back and forth argument with me and call me disrespectful or call anybody disrespectful because I don't want to have Kobe number 2 all time as the greatest player of all time. Let's stop it. Let's stop it, yo. Let's be fucking for real. Let's be fucking for real. That's not disrespectful to say. I'm sorry. When there's a league with LeBron and there's a league with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all these other niggas, it's okay to disagree with people. It's okay to respectfully disagree. It's not disrespectful. Rashad McCann, I don't know what kind of timing you on. Who gives a fuck, my nigga? Nobody being disrespectful. Nobody using that nigga. Everybody had the same, like, stop acting like niggas did not have the same energy while Kobe was here. While Kobe was alive, there were actual conversations about where he would be in a top 10, not top 3, not even top 5. We were having legit conversations about, is Kobe over Tim Duncan? They both have 5 championships. We had those, and they both had legendary head coaches. Those were real things. Niggas had that nigga at 8 and 7, and then when he died, he jumped up to 5 and 4. But to put that nigga at 2 all of a sudden, that nigga has not been number 2 probably since he was on the 2K cover in 2K10. Let's be honest. When was the last time you had a MJ versus Kobe debate? When has that ever happened post LeBron 2012?
Nah, people still have, or I mean, it'll be like an MJ, Kobe, LeBron though. And there's always gonna be that one person that be like, Kobe's the best. It always happens. But
it wasn't the lead. It was not lead in 2014. That was not the leading thing. Like, I mean, niggas will be like, well, what about Kobe? But it was never, okay, MJ and Kobe, who better? That wasn't that's been, it's been some years since that's happened. So for niggas to be, we always was talking about that shit in the barbershop. No, we wasn't. And what barbershop were you at? Unless you was a Laker fan, niggas did not fuck with Kobe. I didn't fuck with Kobe in 06 and 07 because I was a T-Mac fan. And you couldn't be a T-Mac fan and a Kobe fan at that young ass age. It was one or the other. And my guy T-Mac lost. My bad, nigga. But it is what it is. But that's my hot take. It was a lukewarm hot take anyway, mainly because ain't really much to discuss and ain't, from a sports topic. I do have another hot take, but I'm gonna save that one for next week. Because we're running out of time and it is what it is. But a better hot take happened as I was talking about this Kobe shit. And I'm just gonna save it for next week. But that is my hot take for episode 28.
This episode, I did not know. I've been trying to figure out what episode. I had no idea what episode it was.
Yeah, it's episode 28.
I've been trying to figure that out.
No, I looked at the title. I was like, he doesn't.
I do not know what episode this is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You put question marks. 27? 26?
I don't even know. I just press start. I just be pressing start.
Nah, that's real. That's real though. That's real. We're gonna get out the trenches one of these days, though.
Yeah, listen.
Nah, man. But any final words before we get up out of here?
Not at all. Ready to get out. Everybody, stay warm because it's winter now for real. Like the temperature, like right now it's not dropped yet, but tonight I think it dropped by like 30 degrees. I'm not ready for it. I am not ready for it. Everybody, stay warm. Check your tire pressure, all that. And like I always say, if you want to change your life, go do some life-changing shit. Go do some life-changing shit, Greg. I didn't remember what I sent you.
Hell yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, bro, go do it.
You right.
He's heating up.
Yeah, you right. My fault. Yeah. Outside of that, like taking that one aside, because I'm definitely finna be on that kind of timing. I ain't trying to hear about that shit right there, yo. talk about some stay warm, and I ain't trying to hear none of that shit right now, nigga. You saw what the fuck I was going through. I'm not trying to hear about none of this tire pressure, nigga.
Nah, bro. Out there, like, when you send me that, or when I seen that video with all that snow, I can't even. Snow look like that's not like snow normally look fun. That snow didn't look fun. It looked like a threat.
Some nigga bust their ass because they was trying to shovel the snow. Because the niggas in the driver, they did a terrible job of trying to plow all that goddamn snow. But you got to do that shit while it's soft, because once it's hard enough, now it's like, god damn, this is some icy ass snow. You can't even, if you kick it, you might fuck your foot up, nigga. Like, it feel like a rock. It freezes so like, bro,
nah, I can't do it. No way.
Hard snow is, I'm cool. I'm cool off that. And the ice be there, so like you can bust your ass too. So you gotta wear Timbs.
That's disgusting.
Can't come out there with no sneakers on.
That's disgusting.
They literally put salt on the ground, so you have some traction on your foot, nigga. Like, yeah,
I couldn't imagine. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it just got done melting, and then I just got a notification we're getting more snow next week. So it's 4 to 6 inches of snow. Pray for you, boy. It's not, like I said, I'm finna be in Houston later this month for my birthday. Turn the fuck up, turn up. But I don't even know what the fuck I'm finna do, but I'll figure something out. But it's been real, guys. And we'll catch you next week.